Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, USC PD recently added 2 new recruits, and children across the Midlands are getting a little reading help. But first, a new bill has been introduced to increase rideshare safety. Carolina Insider starts now.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm RoseCatherine James. Topping our news today, state lawmakers are reacting to the recent murder of a USC student. House lawmakers filed a new bill called the Samantha L. Josephson Ride-Sharing Safety Act. Josephson was killed after she accidentally got into a car she thought was an Uber. The bill will require rideshare vehicles such as Uber and Lyft to clearly identify themselves with illuminated stickers on their windshields. In the wake of Josephson's death, the USC's President Pastides also issued a statement regarding rideshare users to ensure the license plate, make, model, and color all match what's in the app. He also said to request that the drivers say the user's name so that they know if it is the driver they are expecting. In other news, a South Carolina trucking organization says some companies are having a hard time getting drivers to take the wheel here in the state. According to South Carolina Trucking Association, demand for drivers is high because of the region's large manufacturing and agricultural base. They say the shortage is made worse due to the number of aging drivers and the fact that drivers can't cross state lines until they're over the age of 21. And then there's the issue of time away from home.
Paying somebody worth that while, like you'll see, like some of these, they're getting good pay, they're getting okay pay, or just what they love to do. But it's really the pay and home time.
For drivers concerned about job loss due to automation, the association says that drivers should not be concerned for at least a little while longer. Literacy rates around the Midlands are low among some demographic groups, but as Callista Brown explains, teachers, reading programs, and even a new test are in place to raise them.
Read to Succeed legislation was passed in 2014, and last year, a new test was added to further assess students' reading abilities. The goal of the test highlights weak spots in kids' development so teachers can improve those areas. Richland County District 1 Literacy Coordinator tells us how they deflect the pressures of the testing.
When children are interested and they love it, they get excited. And so that brings excitement, that brings joy, because sometimes when you have mandates, it becomes like fearful. So we always want to bring joy.
In 2018, over 600 third graders failed the reading test, which could hold them back from the 4th grade. One teacher explains why it is important to focus on reading skills.
Being a good reader will help you with every subject you learn and throughout your whole life. So reading is a building block for life.
Programs around the community are looking to help teachers turn the page on negative views around reading rates.
Cocky's Reading Express is one of those programs, and coordinator Valerie Bird-Fort wants to encourage children to read again and again.
What we do is get them excited about reading. By being there and sharing great books with them, our hope is that maybe they will connect with one of the authors or they will connect with one of the books.
This elementary school principal sees it as a great advantage to have groups like this one to help her students understand the importance of reading.
We've had Cockies before. They were so excited about reading, and what that adds to our students is that we're not just the only person talking about reading. When they see that excitement in other areas, it adds to what we're doing in the classroom. So it's like that village.
It takes a village, and that's what we're seeing across the Midlands to help raise reading rates. For Carolina Insider, I'm Callie Brown.
On campus, USC's police department recently enlisted 2 new canines to help the university to help keep the university safer. Here with today's Cocky Spotlight is Caroline Wolfe. Caroline?
Thanks, RoseCatherine. In the wake of school shootings, USC PD is trying to protect students. Poppy and Sherry joined their officers to help sniff out explosives and firearms. They are both 1-year-old labs and are highly trained to track down scents. The K-9 unit will mainly be used for campus and sporting events. South Carolina joined several other SEC conference schools in adding police dogs to their department.
Thanks, Caroline. Speaking of sporting events, the annual Garnet and Black Spring Football Game kicks off at noon this Saturday. General admission is free, and the William Bryce Stadium gates open at 10:30 a.m. The traditional Gamecock Walk is scheduled for 10 a.m. for the fans to welcome the team. Parking lots will open at 8 a.m. Remember, the clear bag policy is enforced at the stadium. That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.